You just sold your first beat. Congratulations. But the artist is very particular about who mixes his record, so he's asking you for the stems. So let me show you how to do that and have the engineer respect you. Remember, you are exporting stems to send out to an artist, but you still have to match what they heard and not send out messy files. Let's fix that. Step one, make sure that nothing is clipping. Go through your session and play it at the loudest part and make sure that you are not clipping. You're not clipping the master bus. So at the loudest point, I'm picking right under 0. Given that nothing has been balanced yet, I think that's a good spot. I'm not clipping, so we're good. But if you are clipping, you want to make sure you go through and gain stage everything that you are not clipping. In this case, since we're using all virtual plugins, all you got to do is open one up, turn down the master volume. Go through and do that for every single one of them and make sure that you are not clipping. As you can see, I've already done it for pretty much everything. And for step 2, make sure that all your important tracks live on the timeline, right? So we have return tracks like or reverbs, delays, any type of modulations that we might have done that Logic does not send to the timeline automatically. So you want to make sure that you send those. So first thing first, find them. We're going to right click on them and create track. And that sends them all to the timeline. Step 3, name your tracks by what they are, not a fancy preset name, right? I want to see kick, 808, snare, clap. I don't want to see Eastside 808, ATL, blah, blah, blah. I want to see 808. So go through your track and name everything accordingly, right? You may have to solo things like, so that's a road. Step 4, select the right export option. Logic has so many different export, we want to make sure that we're selecting the right one. So first thing first is select everything on your timeline and go to File, Export, and we want to make sure we do export tracks as audio file. We can also export 18 tracks as audio file or export tracks as audio file. These two options are similar, not exactly the same. In this case, we can choose either one. It will give us the same result, but not always, right? So to be safe, select all tracks as audio file. Once you click on it, it gives you this menu. At this point, you're pretty much ready to export. And if you do so, you are just fine. Nothing is going to be wrong with your session. However, for the sake of organization, we want to do it the right way, right? So what I like to do, I like to find the artist folder. I like to work with artist folders. Right, so I'll click on the hard drive that houses my artist folder. I'll click on artist folder and I will find the artist that needs this beat. In this case, since I don't have a specific artist for this, I will select my name and I will create a folder within that. And I'm gonna name this folder the name of the song. In this case, since this is a tutorial, I'm gonna call it Logic 101 stems. Now that we've selected our location, let's check the options that we need. First, the range, trim silent at file end. Yes, you want that. What file type? You want to leave it to wave. Bit depth, you want to leave that to whatever your session was set to. In this case, 24-bit. If you have a multi-output software instrument, you want to select the right option. In this case, we don't have it, so that's fine. Next, bypass effect plugins. You don't want to turn that off because remember, the artists like the beat and they just want the stems. So you don't want to change what you did. Leave it alone. Next, include audio tails. Yes, if audio has tail, leave that on. Next, include volume and pen automation. Yes, again, what you did, that's what the artist wants. Include tempo information. Yes. Lastly, normalize. By default, it goes to overloud protection only. You don't want that. Just turn it off. Always turn off normalize audio. And that's it. We're done. So all we got to do now is just hit export and let Logic do its thing.